There we go, there we are. I can see me. You guys need one of these, one of these. Okay. Back to eCores. Bum 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 bum. Right. Oh, hang on. Why is that not working? Refresh. Should be working. Okie dokie. I've just turned 8 eCores off from 16. Do I need to do anything to compensate for that? I don't think I do. So we've now got 8. Oh, hang on. Let's leave it in that mode so nothing gets parked. Hello. Oh, this. Yeah, I need to change that. That's annoying. How did I change this before? Refresh interval. I was playing around with refresh intervals earlier. See if I get better results. Turning down. Hey, Toon. See, I was seeing if I was getting better results because I've got so many different things monitoring at the moment with their own performance counters. So I've got Process Lasso was monitoring stuff. Afterburner was monitoring stuff. RTSS was monitoring stuff. And then I was like starting Hardware Info that was monitoring stuff. And then there was something else as well that was monitoring stuff. And CapFrame X, it's got mental. So I tried turning everything down earlier. See if that helps. But anyway, so okay, that's refreshing now every 1 second as opposed to every 10 seconds. So let's leave this in Bitsum. So one thing I've learned today is Ultimate does not respect you telling it to not park cores. You're going to need to run Bitsum in order for it to actually respect that, and you don't get any parking. So I've taken, well, this is my new install, by the way. So I've got to install dual boot on this PC now. Spent all year yesterday building a new install in parallel. Both the same Windows versions, both the same tweaks. Everything should be the same, but the results are a little bit different. So I don't know. So we've got 2 environments now, which is useful. And I've spent all last night as well trying to get my CPU stable again, because I think the undervolt I was using before was too extreme and it was crashing occasionally. So I spent hours and hours and hours and hours last night playing with different undervolts. What else? I did put in the Discord all the things that I've had to do to the BIOS now to make the CPU stable. So that's in my next PC section. So there's a big list. And I've actually opened a support case with MSI about my motherboard BIOS, saying, look, these are all the things I've had to do just to get my CPU stable on your motherboard with your latest BIOS. Bare minimum, a lot of these should be defaults. But they need to talk to Intel and work out what the exact load line settings should be and the exact voltage curves should be, because it's a total mess right now, and it's all because Intel haven't supplied MSI or any other manufacturers of motherboards with the correct with any detailed spec for these processors to be accommodated on the BIOSes. So the motherboards have just had to guess, which is why they've basically unlimited so much stuff. So anyway, yeah, so we've got 2 environments now. So I've just run a test on 16 eCores down here somewhere. I actually need to copy this lot over the top of the last lot. Let me do that, because I was running tests on the other one. So yeah, I basically divided, I got same hard drive, right? So what I did was I resized the C drive to 0.5 GB. I then created a new 0.5 GB and installed a new environment, new Windows into that second one. And then I used all the rest of the 2 TB drive for just like a data section, where these guys could like share data. So that's how I've split up my disk now. Don't need more than 500 gigabytes at all, so it's plenty. Anyway, so I want to copy over all the latest replays from the ones I just did on the main environment. So users, Alex, documents, CapFrameX, captures. Is that correct? 27, yeah, that looks right. Select all, copy, documents, captures. Why are they not putting them in there? I uninstalled OneDrive and it's moved everything where my home directories are. It's really annoying. Users. What have I done? What have I done here? Documents. There we go. CapFrameX. Captures. All right, there they are there. Replace the files. Okay. So. That looked like a straight copy, didn't it? Can I refresh this? How do I refresh the captures? Should automatically pick it up. Oh, maybe that is right. Okay, anyway. Yep, okay, that's fine. So this is the one I was running earlier. So this is with 16 eCores. So we're going to run the same test now with 8 eCores and see how it compares. There's a bit of a time gap. I don't like that. 1630 and it's now 1900. There's a bit of a time gap. I normally like running them after each other, but I was running some comparative tests on the other environment to this one just to see whether they were the same. Okay. And Mike's bouncing off the jacket, is it? I have to sit here with the jacket on because I've had the window open with the stress testing. It's got so hot, so cold, I mean, I've been having to wrap up warm. 24H2 build is the very best build. I have it on my main PC. See, I've heard people have nightmares with 24H2, so I'm not going to that yet. I'm going to leave that one alone. We'll wait for that to be a bit more stable before we go to that one. Right, okay, so right, we've done, so we're going to compare the 16 core test to the 8 cores that I've now just disabled. I've done a bit of juggling with CPU sets as well. I've basically moved everything over to the E-cores apart from the game, some of the system ones which you can't do. In fact, I'm going to remove those. CPU sets. Anything under system, I think I'm going to keep on the P-cores. CPU sets, always clear. Okay, so that one's on those ones. Anything else, anything else, anything else? Yeah, anything network related. So I basically typed network in here, and any of these I took off all the CPU sets as well, because I want network being real-time processed as much as possible. I don't really want them sitting on E-cores. So anything network related, I've left on the P-cores as well, or just let it do its own thing. That's still, yeah, that's, I've put RTSS on normal cores. What else? Input devices, I've put my antivirus, I've put on E-cores. CapFrameX I leave on the P-cores. So yeah, I've done a bit of juggling with the CPU sets, just to move stuff over. I'm finding CPU sets is better solution than right-clicking and saying efficiency mode, turning it always off, which puts them onto the E-cores, but it also changes the priority class to idle. And some of the things I just don't want seeing at idle, because it's then if they're actively using CPU quite regularly, I don't want them having to go idle and yeah, I just don't want them being pushed back too much. So anyway, so I've left those ones. All right, that looks all right. I think that looks all right. So 8 cores. Start Fortnite up. Yeah, I'm interested to see what it's going to be like 24H2. I'm hearing 24H2 is going to be Windows 12. I saw a thing about that the other day. But yeah, so one of the things I will do when I do that, I'll have a test environment and I'll have a main environment, and one of them will run 23H2 and one of them will run 24H2, and I'll be able to compare on the same PC which one's fastest. So I will do that at some point, but I'm not there yet. Not there yet. I don't think Windows is there yet either. Hey, Cry. Right. Yeah, the more you start monitoring as well, the more things you add on here to monitor, all the cores and everything else, I swear that adds way more load. Way more load. So I've been having to turn all that off. Oh, I need to sort the window out. Hang on, give me a sec. Yeah, so it'll be interesting to see that MSI support ticket that I opened, asking them when I'm getting a new motherboard's BIOS, please, so that my CPU actually supports it properly and is stable. So it'll be interesting to see when that happens, what they say back. I gave them a load of links to show what the actual issue is. And it's not just me being affected, it's pretty much anyone with top-end internet processors right now. All right, anyway. So that was fine. What are we doing? We're running career, replays, bench, play, go. Do-do-do-do-do-do. Jakey! Can you get me a water, please? I need a remote control. Also known as my son. All right. The mic is bouncing again. What's this jacket? I seriously can't sit here in like 15 degrees centigrade without something on. Stay. Maybe I can tie it around there like that. Oh, that might be an idea. Right, okay. I've got a button here. I can feed it through here. And then maybe it'll stay away. There you go. Yeah. How's that? Hopefully that's better. Right. There's a plan. Well, I can't move now, unfortunately. Jake, water, please. My water boy. Right, what are we doing? Ready, steady, go.
Capture started.
Can you throw me a water, please, Jake? I'm streaming, so just throw it to me. No, well, actually throwing it at my PC is probably not a good idea. He doesn't like to be on camera. I tried this exact, thank you, this exact replay on DX12. It's a stuttery mess, DX12, oh my God. It's horrific on DX12. Like, I was getting like 20% stuttering. You want to see specs, do ! new PC. Are you not going to do it? Somebody do it for me, will you? ! new PC. Yeah, DX12, not good. Like, horrifically not good. I mean, out of the box, right, on a default BIOS, with my CPU, default BIOS, no changes at all, you cannot start Fortnite. So you install Fortnite, and you can't actually open it because the DX12 won't even open, and that's the default when you first start Fortnite. So you have to go in, change all the BIOS to even get into Fortnite. So what I was actually having to do was I was opening it up, and then I was it was crashing, and then I was editing right at the bottom where it specifies DX12. I was changing it to performance mode just to get into it in the first place. It's crazy. There we go, new PC, that'll work. that'll work for you. So I'm actually hiding the stats when I'm role playing, so I can't see them either under here. Just to see if that makes a performance difference as well, because by default, Cafe Max actually hides the stats while it's running. So when that finishes, all the stats will pop up. Yeah. Yeah, it's the best looking PC I've ever seen in my life. It's just that CPU that I've got in it is just a monster, and not in a good way. It's a little monster and not in a good way. Is there a difference between playing CPU sets with less used processors? The other day you said none. Well, I've been doing it by default, and I think it's helping. I haven't had a stable situation back to back in order to say for sure. I've just been kind of going with it and seeing if it's been getting worse. And I'm kind of tuning, at this point, I'm tuning to get what's better. And if something's better, I stay with it and then I try something else and add it on, and then I stay the next thing and I add it on. So I'm kind of layering it at the moment, as opposed to telling you what the exact back-to-back was for each one. All right, so let's have a look at that result. Let's have a look at that result. All right, let's take off that loopy video. No more loopy video. Right, let's have a look. So this is the test environment. I've slightly tweaked XMP as well. Slightly. There's a couple of extra modes. There's the lucky mode I've set to 1, which I think messes around with some timings. And there's also another mode where it's an extended performance memory mode where you can set it to performance, and it's meant to give 6% better latency or something for your memory, but I think all it's doing is it's upping the REFI. From what I've seen, that's all it's doing. So I'm running that with the kind of OC. It's not really an OC. I'm just running 2 extra things at the moment. Right, 8 cores. Let's have a look. See if that's any better. It's relatively smooth, so it should be fine. Comparison, that one versus that one. Go. 16 cores is winning by a whole 0 FPS and a whole 1% lows FPS. And it's slightly smoother. Wow, no difference there, is there? Might as well just leave the extra E-cores on. I was going to do hyper-threading after this, by the way. So let's have a look at the relative temperatures, because I'm interested in that, and the power draw. So CPU power here, average 233. On 8 E-cores, it's 223. So we saved 10 watts. Peaked at 249. And that one peaked at 263. So you guys that are limited to 253, here, that would have reduced the clock speeds a bit here. I'm limited to 320 with this CPU, so that's fine. What about temperatures? So CPU temperature 74 versus 77. So we've saved 3 degrees centigrade. So we've saved a bit of power and we've saved a bit of temperatures. Yeah. What's the average clock speeds? That downclocked it to 5.6. That didn't downclock it at all. 5.9 the whole time. Didn't downclock it at all for that. So that's interesting. CPU peak, still getting some 100%. What do you think? What do you think? What's better? I don't know. When it gets this tight, it's margin of error. It really is. Really not making any difference. Where it will make a difference is if I ran a what have I got? Have I done that already? What was I doing that now? I was doing that on the main environment, wasn't I? Hang on. Did I do it in here? No. I had a list yesterday or the day before, didn't I, of the relative performances for Cinebench. Main, users, me, OneDrive, documents, wasn't there. Where did I put that? I don't know. I can't remember where I put that. Oh, there we go. Zoom in a bit so you can see that. So yeah, so the difference will be basically 41,000 versus 32,000. So you do drop a lot. The latency, I suppose, well, so again, this is so misleading because you think your latency mod numbers are coming down and you're getting better latency, but you're not because you're just diluting it less with less E-cores. The P-core latency is probably exactly the same. It's just the average. You got more slower ones, so that it makes the average worse. It's not actually getting worse latency. So that's just kind of for my benefit. I'd leave 16 E-cores because the CPU is such a jump point. Yeah, I think you're right. It seems to have just crash sometimes. If you change anything about it, it just says, no, I don't like that. I'm going to crash now. I mean, the temperatures aren't, I mean, we're not talking about crazy temperatures either, are we? I mean, we're talking about peaking at 89. Well, I mean, that peaked at 93. So 75. Wait, am I looking at the wrong ones here? Looking at the wrong ones. Sorry. 77 and peaking at 92. 74 and peaking at 93. So it's still peaking about the same. Cry is right about turning off your iGPU. I've seen many people do it and it fixes issues. Fixes issues? How do you put all the CPU sets for all the fast processor? Hang on, I'm missing stuff here. Bry's saying, have you tried disabling iGPU? Could help with temps and potentially stability, potential stutters. I don't know how to do it. I looked, so I couldn't see anywhere to do it. How do you do it on an MSI board? Answers on a postcard, please. I mean, I could do it in Device Manager, I suppose. But would that actually disable it? I find Device Manager doesn't actually disable stuff most of the time. I've disabled, like for example, I've disabled a speaker on a controller, on a gamepad in Device Manager, but then it still appears in the sound options. So you're going, hang on a minute, I've just disabled that. How is it now appearing in the sound options? So I'm not convinced Device Manager actually does a lot. But yeah, do you know how to actually? No, you don't know how to do it. I mean, I looked at CPU features and it wasn't in there. There's a section in advanced stuff. Shall I show you guys my BIOS again? We'll do that. Let's see if I can. We'll go through the BIOS stuff. I'm going to turn off my. How are we going to do this? I need to unplug that and then replug that. Yeah? Alright, hang on, give me a sec. Make sure I'm pulling out the right cable here. My eyes closed. Alright, I'm going to lose sound on the game. So you can still see that, but I can't. So now I have to change my HDMI input device on my actual monitor. No. Is that working? Oh, we're back. Here we go. All right, I'm on HDMI now. So now when we reboot, you guys should be able to see my BIOS as well. All right. Yep. So you can tell me what to do. You can tell me what to do. Yeah, so I'm not sure about the E-cores. We try hyper-threading. I'm not sure. It's definitely saving. I mean, at no point is my power exceeding the 320 that I need to for a game. That. If it was a normal 14900K or KF, then you'd have to set that to 253, and you'd still wouldn't be exceeding it. Or would you on that many V-cores? 263, yeah, like that. So you'd be exceeding it there. You had all 16. So Ship right now, for example, is on his KF. I've limited him to 253. So he would actually have an issue with that replay at that point, whereby it would be downclocking quite a bit, and you'd have a performance drop. All right. Nothing else we need to do. Enzo was asking about CapFrame X though, wasn't he? Not CapFrame X. What am I talking about? Talking about processor Sue. Yeah, Bitsum's the only one here. So I haven't installed Park control here, but if you have Bitsum highest performance, it won't park any of the cores. If you have Ultimate, it will just start parking cores everywhere, even P cores. It will instantly start trying to park P cores. So if you're running one of these Intel processors, you need to almost certainly be running the Bitsum one to stop it doing that, unless you're going to hack the registry to force it not to do it. I don't want to do that, so I'm only running the Bitsum performance plan for these. Right, yeah, so Enzo was asking about, let me scroll up, how do you put all the CPU sets for all the processors fast? You want to show me the other day, don't have to do it manually. No, you don't have to do it manually one by one. So what I've been doing is basically, don't do the system one. Oh, I'm moving my head, hang on. I need to move my head. My head's in the way again, what a surprise. All right, no more webcam. Don't do the system ones or anything underneath, because they won't work anyway. But or the registry. But I think you can start like on the CSRSS, blah, 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 and then you select the top one, you hold Shift key, go right down the bottom, and then you click the bottom one. That will select all of them, and then you can basically right click and do CPU sets for that. And then what I typically do is or you can then use the control key and unselect certain ones in these lists, so like the game, RTSS, you can kind of unselect them with the control key holding that down. So you can do more than one at a time, so you don't have to do them all at once. Yeah, but the rules I'm following at the moment, what have I got? So the ones I am not doing are the system and anything. So you basically search on network as well, because I didn't want anything network related to be put on E-cores. I wanted that latency nice and fast to be processed. So I basically searched for the word network and then took off all the rules for these ones. I don't know why that one's got a network. It's an Epic Web Helper. I don't know what that's about. I shouldn't really have a rule, but anyway. But yeah, all the others, I basically removed the CPU set rules and any other rules. What else? Process lasso I didn't want as part of the CPU sets. What else? RTSS, including the other processor SU one there. Also game input service. That's your kind of input device. That's the translation from the operating. That's how the operating system manages your input devices while you're gaming. So you definitely want these on P cores as well. Anything game input service, do not put on E cores. So that's what I'm kind of feeling my way on this still. So I can't really advise this is the best way, but this is what I've got so far. This is my work in progress. Your Marvell so this is a completely different PC. So I don't have that network card in this PC, Pixel. Completely different PC. I was thinking about transferring it over, but it would then block a load of the fans at the bottom of the case between the bottom fans and the GPU, and the network card would kind of go in between, and I didn't want to mess up that airflow because my GPU temperatures are brilliant right now, and I just didn't want to mess that up. So I don't know, I haven't moved it across. CRSS, I don't think I touched that one, do I? I have put it on thingy sets. I don't know, maybe I need to not do that one as well, I don't know. Or maybe I need to not do the Windows in it. Windows in it. That's very London Cockney. Right, yeah, so maybe I don't need to do those. I mean, I could take off the affinities and always, the sets always, and then clear them. But as I say, I'm finding my way at the moment. I don't know. I mean, really anything high priority class, I don't really want running on an E-core, do I? So I've probably set them off. Yeah, so as I say, I can't really tell you what's best right now. I'm still kind of finding my way on this bit, but that's how to do it. Yeah, Windows says it's an essential system component. Some of them you can't do. As I say, the top ones, these ones, the system ones you can't do. Won't let you actually set CPU things to it. So that's starting services. Oh, that's starting a load of stuff, isn't it? And what about the CRSS one? Wait, I've removed that rule, haven't I? Well, I did that already. Always clear. Okay. Annoyingly, removing the rules here doesn't clear the CPU set rules. It's annoying that. I wish it did. Doesn't seem to clear it. Anything else with an automatic X is probably I don't want. Anything with an automatic X, I probably do not want to be setting. So these from, well, no. These from here to here, right? An X. So anything with, because that's basically processor SU's reserved them. Can't do anything with them normally. So yeah, no sets for those ones. So yeah, I'll keep you informed as how this goes. I mean, do I want the desktop Windows Manager on CPU on these? But I was thinking the other day that FSO, one of the improvements for latency for FSO, for FSE, full screen exclusive mode, was to bypass the desktop manager. So putting it on an E-core kind of makes sense from that perspective, no? For example, the processor from launching and terminating other systems processes, it manages the command line which now programs operate. Yeah, I might leave that one. DWM should never be on CPU sets. Okay, well I can move that as well. Again, that's another high, so I probably shouldn't have that on. WinLog on? I don't know. Always clear. Okay. So you guys tell me, and we'll do it together. We'll work this stuff out together. All right. So this is what we got at the moment. It looks like we've got some processes on the CPU set, some on those. Right, what were we doing? We were gonna do hyperthreading, weren't we? We're gonna have a look at hyperthreading quick. Should I do hyperthreading with 8 cores because that was the last one I did, or should we go back to 16 cores and do hyperthreading off? I think we'd probably do 16. Oh, iGPU as well, yeah. Good call, Cry. Glad somebody's paying attention. Right, rebooting. Double points for Cry and Enzo. It still takes so long to, where's me? It still takes so long to restart these computers. I think it's the training of it. It's trying to just constantly the power down mode for the DDR5 and then the training for the DDR5, I think it is. I think that's what's taking so long. But it's crazy how long it takes. Enzo, are you spamming? What are you spamming, Enzo? You being naughty. All right, okay. All right, let me walk you through some of the things I've been doing. Forgotten it. I mean, integrated peripherals. I don't think that counts. I've disabled one of the Intel network adapters because it's got two identical ones. I've turned off all Bluetooth and Wi-Fi stuff because I don't use that. I only use Ethernet. I've turned off the audio controller. What else? The number of times I've had to do a CMOS reset is ridiculous. A lot of the time I'll be trying to change memory setting, and then I'll do save and exit like F10, and it will go to the desktop, and it won't have changed anything. And then you go back in the BIOS, and yep, it hasn't changed. So you have to do a CMOS reset again, and then set everything up from scratch each time. It drives me nuts. I even reinstalled a fresh BIOS as well yesterday. Integrated graphics. So these are the options for it. Is it that one? Multi-screen output from integrated graphics and external graphics cards. Is it that one? I don't know. You got PEG and IGD. You got the memory for it, and you got multi-monitor. I don't know what to do with any of these. You reckon if I disable it, it will just do that? But that to me suggests it's, because normally it's part of the motherboard, isn't it, effectively, the iGPU. Well, it's part of the CPU, but it's via the motherboard ports at the back. So you plug in your monitor to the back of the motherboard, and then that accesses the iGPU. So is this just turning off the port, or is this turning off the iGPU? You reckon it's just turning off this, do you reckon, Enzo? You reckon it's just this? Because I looked in here for the actual CPU to see, because I've turned off some things in there. Obviously, I've turned off the virtualization tech. That's just the reporting on what information it gives to the operating system for the CPU. So you should leave that off. That's default. All these are default. All these are default. I did play around with this a little bit when I was mucking around with XTU, and I don't know what that does really. So I'm leaving that as default, which is disabled. And then, yeah, so the other thing was in here, where is it? The advanced CPU configuration. It's the GT stuff. The GT stuff is the graphics, the iGPU. So is there anywhere to turn off the GT, all of the GT stuff? I don't know. GT, nothing here. See, this is where I've got, wait. This is where I've got, I can set the active cores. We're going to go back to 16 for that. We're going to go back to all. We're going to change hyperthreading as well to disabled. But the iGPU, you reckon that's it? Do you reckon? Touch it. See if it was actually if we actually disabled iGPU. See, as I say, I'm worried that it's just disabled the ports on the back of the motherboard for accessing the HDMI cable to plug in the monitor, not the actual iGPU as part of the CPU. I know it's no longer integrated actually into the CPU. I think the iGPU is actually on different silicone, so it's kind of added on, so it shouldn't make any performance difference. But if it's if it's got a current through it, it's adding heat. So I set it to PEG, it will use the PCI graphics card. If I set it to ITG, it will use the integrated graphics. Okay. Where was it? Where are we? So you reckon I need to set it to PEG, which is... See, that to me... Is it even using that? I'm not sure it's using it. So yeah, you successfully turned it off. Okay. But as I say, have I just turned off the ports for it, or have I actually turned off the iGPU? We'll find out when in Device Manager, I guess, in a minute. All right, so anything else I wanted to show you? Yeah, so I did play around with memory overclocking. So let's start from the beginning. So to get this CPU stable, you have to go into here. You have to manually set the long and the short duration. So because I've got a KS, I can do 320. If I had KF or K, that would be 253. You have to set the current to 400. I think that's 400 for all of them. And then the other thing I had to do was this, the light load control. So when there's not much happening with the CPU, it's kind of a load line calibration thing. And by default, it's on normal. But if I have it on normal and I kick off the Cinebench, it instantly crashes. So the only way to get around that is the Intel default one, I found. But then if you try and mess around with load line calibration at all, then half the time the computer just won't even boot, or it just crashes instantly. So the MSI need a new BIOS that fixes that, because it's set up completely wrong. I've tried every single load line calibration mode. Suggest starting at mode 7 and working your way up. I've tried 7 all the way up to 1. Doesn't work. Doesn't work. So leave that. You have to leave that as auto. Okay. Right, so into default. So yeah, so they're the main ones that got it stable. So the 320, 320, 400 and Intel default. And then I found that I had to, because it was still allocating like 1.65 volts to the CPU under no load, even with that, which is insane, 1.65 volts. So and then I went down here and I did, where's that? Hello, where is that, please? Where's my undervolt gone? Where's my undervolt gone? Am I going blind? I should have a minus 1.25 undervolt. No. Where is it? Where is it? Where is it? I have reset this BIOS so many times, maybe I forgot to put it back on. Yeah, I forgot to put it back on. So I normally do adaptive mode and offset, and then normally do minus here, and then normally do 0.125. Why isn't that saved? Yeah. So adaptive, auto, minus, and 0.125. 0.135 was crashing. 1.25 has been pretty stable so far. So again, have I got now a problem where I'm not going to be able to compare two replays here, am I? Because that wasn't on potentially for the previous one. Okay, I'm going to have to run two replays again with hyperthreading on and hyperthreading off. Everything else is auto. I can change LLC no issues because Asus boards don't have CPU light load that I know of. Okay. Yeah, maybe it is. Maybe it's the light load is bugging. But I mean, even if I don't use the light load, CPU light load, and then I use any of the load line calibrations, it breaks. So the LLCs literally don't work on this CPU, on this motherboard. All right, so I think we're where we want to be, yeah? Oh yeah, I was going to show you the tweaks I've made to XMP as well. I tried loads of different memory settings this morning. The main tweaks I've been using for XMP, come on, RAM stuff. There's something called performance mode, memory extension mode. And as far as I can tell, all it's doing is increasing the REFI value to 32,000. That's it. But yeah, so I'm using that. And then in the advanced thingy, I'm using the lucky mode 1. And then everything else is auto. Everything else is XMP. But to be honest, I haven't seen a massive difference in game performance between running 7,200 and 7,800. I really haven't seen hardly any difference at all, except the 7,800 one is more unstable. So I'm tempted just to leave it on XMP and just try and tweak the subtimings a bit when I get the time. Tempted to do that. Right, anyway, let's save that. So we've turned off the integrated graphics. Internal graphics enabled to auto. What? Don't think that we did that, did we? Where is internal graphics enabled to auto? That's got to be a consequence of that though, surely. And we put that on, and then hyperthreading disabled, and we've gone back to all cores. Search for integrated graphics. Integrated graphics. Resume by that? No. Nope. Hidden settings. Gotta love them. Why can't I type very quickly on this? Or graphic. That's the only thing. It's the only thing. Must be a hidden one. Internal graphics. Oh wait, I was doing integrated, not internal. Should still find it, but can't enter now. Gotta type really slowly. No, not available. Right, let's just go with that. Let's have a look. It seems to, I don't know. Yeah, I think it's a hidden setting that the first one is changing. Now, I'm not very impressed with this motherboard and BIOS so far. My old MSI one was easy peasy. The Z3990. That was really easy. But yeah, this one not so much. Kind of wish I'd went with the Hero, the Asus Hero. Kind of wish I'd gone with that. I mean, look how long it takes to restart. I mean, it's crazy. We haven't even got to the choosing the Windows bit yet. Right, here we go. Yep, so this is the new environment. I've only just got that in, so I think. Okay, so let's go and have a look in Device Manager first for integrated graphics. Here we go. Still there. Still there. The thing about the Hero is I don't think it was supported for the memory that I wanted. So, I don't know. There was a reason I went with the MSI one. It had better power supply as well, better power configuration. The MSI Ace did. I did do a lot of research between the two. It's a much more expensive board as well, the MSI Ace, than the Hero. Anyway, yeah, so still there. I don't know whether it's just worth disabling it. There you go. But again, I don't know if this actually does anything. Okay, so one of the things I was looking at earlier was this, because there were multiple. I was running my disabled dynamic p states script, and I didn't realize that between the two Windows environments that I've got, the GPUs are the other way around for 000 and 001. So the first environment has the iGPU as the 0000, and then the NVIDIA one that you can see down here as the other one. But this environment had them the other way around, so it was working. The disabled dynamic p states was working on the new environment, but it wasn't working on the original environment. I couldn't work out why, and it's because you had both of these, the other way around. I think now the auto options should show up in the BIOS. See if you can change the internal to disabled. Okay, well, let's reboot again. Oh, another 5 minutes. Oh, it's so slow. So slow. It's definitely made this a lot worse, this problematic CPU, the fact that every change requires a reboot, and the reboot takes 3 or 4 minutes instead of 20 seconds like the old computer did. Definitely made the whole situation a lot worse. Come on. Still orange on the motherboard. Okay, it's about to go white on the motherboard, the light. Yeah, got a white light, and then the keyboard comes on and I can press delete. Yeah, I mean, look how long that took to just get into the BIOS. It's mental. I think it's the power down mode, because if I just do, I don't know. I don't even know. Or if I just do a shutdown, it's actually quite quick. But obviously a restart shuts it down, keeps all the lights on everything, and then it must be training the memory before it then goes into the BIOS. I think that's probably what's happening. I probably should be turning, actually, let me turn this off. I've got it training basically every time at the moment. I probably shouldn't be doing that. I probably should just do auto for that one. So memory fast boot. Okay. Right, let's have a look for those settings now. Advanced, integrated graphics. See, this is what gets me, right? We've just changed something, yeah? We've gone back into here and it's back to how it was. I'm curious to see whether the other changes we've made have actually worked either. This is why I keep having to reset my damn BIOS with the CMOS. It's driving me nuts. No, I don't want to do that. Where was it? Where was the other thing I was doing? Yeah, it hasn't saved. It hasn't saved. The changes we made to the BIOS have not saved. And I had this problem earlier. And the only way to fix it is to press the reset CMOS button. It just will not save sometimes. So what do I do? So I think I've set something. Yeah, this is some next level BIOS. It's a freaking nightmare. It's been a total nightmare, this has. It just will not save, and it's not stable. What do I do? What do I do? So at this point, I'm tempted to see if I can go back to an old one I had. When was this? About 7 o'clock. So about, oh no, that's not too long ago, about an hour ago. And then load it, see if it actually updates anything. Okay, so now, what have we got now? Now we're back to 8. I've got to try and remember everything we've done. We took that off. Hyper-threading. Disabled. God, we're changing a lot of things at once here. We're putting... what else? What else? What else? What's up, buddy? Yes, I am in the stream. What's up? I can't do dinner, I'm afraid. Fast boot, auto. What else did we change? Change the voltage offset to that one. Minus. Okay. 0.125. I really should probably just be changing one thing here and see if it sticks. But every time I change something, I have to reboot, and that's another 3 minutes. Anything else we changed? Oh yeah, the integrated peripheral stuff. Right, 10. Right, save, configuration, and exit. You know what? No. I'm going to go no. I'm going to actually try and save it as a profile first. Can you save it as a profile? See if it will save it as a profile. I don't know if that's just done that. It might work, it might not work. Right, F10 it. Okay, so again with the internal graphics, it's gone able to auto. Memory fast boot up to auto, offset, hyper-threading disabled, and back to all the equals. Ready? Go. That was definitely save and exit, right? Well, technically, this BIOS is a beta. Technically. I think the last 3 versions have been blooming betas. So they'll probably just say, oh, it's a beta, you shouldn't really use it. But you have to use it because it's supporting the latest CPUs. Anyway, you can ask CyberPad to switch my motherboard. That'll, don't know. That'll involve sending it back, then basically rebuilding the entire thing. It's all the water cooling. It's all the hyperliquid stuff that's the nightmare because you've got to drain it all before you can then take it off and then put everything back on again, and that's a massive operation. Massive. Kind of ruining the whole experience for me, really. Spent a fortune on a gorgeous PC, and it's just the motherboard and the CPU have just been a nightmare. Right, okay. So what are we looking for right now? We want to know how many. It looks like, look. Oh, where is it? Yeah, hyper-threading's been disabled from that. Looks like hyper-threading's been disabled. Why am I only running at 4.8? What? Oh, there we go. Hello. Oh, I don't trust these. I don't know which one it's doing. Let's go and have a look at Device Manager now. The other thing is, right, I've set these 2 operating systems up exactly the same. Why is my old one 100 processes and my new one 90 processes on startup? They're exactly the same. Yay, it's gone. Okay, it's gone. All right. So I think from now on, I'm actually going to save it as a profile before I then exit and save. Anyway. What was I about to do? About to do something. What was I about to do? I was going to check the registry. All right, so you got 0, 0, and 0, 1. It's still there. And 0, 1. Okay, so it hasn't got rid of any of these. Good. I was worried it was going to get rid of some of them, but it's fine. All right. So we've only got 1 now. And we've got, looks like 16 cores. Hang on, let's do it in this. 16 cores and how many E cores? Yeah, 16 E cores and 8 P cores now we've got, with no hyperthreading. No hyperthreading. Right, should we benchmark that, see what we get? Oy, oy, oy. Let's benchmark and see what we get. Hopefully no crashes. Just makes me, I mean, it's not like I'm overclocking my memory or my CPU. It's not like I'm overclocking them and hitting the kind of absolute limits. The default out of the box crashes everything. So you have to underclock everything. It's a crazy situation. All right. Reblaze. Bench. Yeah. Right. See what we get now. I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to run it with hyperthreading off now, and then I will put hyperthreading on again, go back to the BIOS, and yeah, go put hyperthreading on again and do back-to-back hyperthreadings just to see whether it's actually working or not, because we changed quite a few things there. Pause, T for time, 1, 2, 3, 4. Let that stabilize a little bit and go. Oh no, don't go, don't go, don't go. Gameplay. Yay, yay, yay. Now go.
Capture started.
If I wasn't you, I'd already refund. Well, exactly. I mean, what are regular people meant to do? Because you literally can't run. You literally can't run. According to that article, you can't run Prime 95. You can't run Cinebench. You can't run any Unreal Engine game without it crashing on default motherboard BIOS settings and this CPU. So you're relying on people to be able to, when they do come up with a new BIOS, to actually know how to flash a BIOS to start with. If you're a little old lady, you're not going to know how to do that. You just bought a computer because you love Fortnite, but you haven't got a clue how computers work. So yeah, it's just completely not suitable for consumers, general consumers. It's just not. And it's all down to Intel not giving the motherboard manufacturers the full specs of what they needed to do. It's their fault. It's Intel's fault. But the motherboard manufacturers are complicit. And they need to both work together to fix it. And I'm worried now Intel are not even bothered about the CPUs because they're all concentrating on the 15th gen ones. That's all they care about now, probably. It's crazy, this situation. Absolutely crazy. I mean, who who should I be going to as well? Should I be going to CyberPower, or should I be going straight to MSI, or straight to Intel, or? I mean, even if I IRMA'd the processor and Intel sent me a new one, I'd have a nightmare fitting it because of all those tubes everywhere and having to drain it and taking off that water block, and I'd have a nightmare doing that. So it really needs to go back to CyberPower, and they spend literally a day rebuilding it. Yeah, but that's the other thing, Cry. I'm not convinced it will be crazy performance. I think there's almost a hard limit to Fortnite at 1000 FPS, because the code is so badly written that it's like the length of a journey, basically. They want to go from A to B, and they've coded it instead of going straight from A to B. You go kind of in a big spaghetti all over the place to get to B. And it just takes a very, 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 very long time. So it's not very efficient code. And as a result, it doesn't matter what amount of hardware you throw at it, it's not going to scale. So that's what I suspect at the moment. I mean, I've gone from something that will do Cinebench 13,000 in Cinebench for the CPU speed, up to over 42,000 in Cinebench. So I've gone from 13,000 to nearly 43,000, but I'm not seeing that kind of ratio in Fortnite FPS. I've gone from 710 to 1,000. So it just doesn't scale, in other words. The Unreal Engine code does not scale. Right, so what's this? Is this the best one yet, or is this rubbish? Is this the best ever? Okay, so what are we going to call this one? So back to 16 E-cores, aren't we? Hyperthreading off, and some other bits. All right, so we're going to compare that one, and that one. What's the best? Wow, look how low that is. Wow, look at that. Holy moly. 322. Wow. That's a gain. So all E-cores on, hyperthreading off. Wow, that's a huge difference. Hyperthreading off is the green one. You can't even see the green one. It's kind of hidden behind everything else. Look at that there. Look at that there. I can't really thingy. Yeah, so maybe it is the iGPUs made a difference. I don't know. Should we go and put hyperthreading back on again and see what the difference is quickly? Should we do that? But that's the best I've seen by miles. I mean, having this, where is it? I mean, look at the P5s, 340 for the P5s. Three, four, yeah, look, the P1s, look, the 1 percentiles gone from 322 up to, yeah, 322 versus 301. So we've added 20 FPS to the lows. Try one more benchmark run. All right, insist. Okay, we'll reproduce it. Ready, steady, go.
Capture started.
I was running faster there. Latham, no, I'm not enjoying it. To be honest, it's been a nightmare. This CPU has been a nightmare. It's been an unstable nightmare. Unfortunately, I think it's from all the YouTube videos out there and the rants, I think it's to be expected nightmare. I could probably RMA it. I mean, I've heard they only affects a small percentage of these CPUs, but I think the small percentage might be every single KS. It's crazy. Yeah, I would have loved to get a 2-DIN motherboard, but CyberPower didn't do one, so I had no option, unfortunately. Yeah, I think I need to switch to a different motherboard. Yeah, I think I need. But again, then, is it going to be better? Because apparently this affects, from what I've read, it affects all the motherboards. If you have a look in, Discord, in the new PC thread, if you scroll up a little bit, there's a link to a video rant about it, and then there's another link to an article from another software vendor that kind of explains who it affects and what you could potentially do to fix it. And it lists all three, it lists Gigabyte, and it lists ASUS, and it lists MSI. So it affects all of them. Do you know your SP rating on your chip? How do I find that out? Yeah, again, I can't just buy a motherboard. I had to get it from CyberPower as a complete CPU, as a complete computer, so I could get the VAT back and I could get 20% off. I couldn't do it by just buying components and building it myself. I couldn't do that. Not an option. So I could only choose from the motherboards that were on the CyberPower website. And that was basically the top of the range MSI Ace, and the best ASUS one was the Hero. They were the best two I could choose from. Did not have a choice. All of them had 4 memory slots. In fact, the best memory they did was 6400 memory. I mean, they wouldn't even do 7200 DDR5, so I had to buy my own separately and fit that afterwards and throw their 5600 single stick in the bin, which wasted like 100 quid. But yeah, I can't exactly switch out the motherboard. No chance. Right, let me have a look at the result of that for you. See how it's different, if it's different. The stuttering was pretty much exactly the same. Right. Yeah, okay, it's a little bit worse the second time. Actually, the lows were just as good. It's a little bit different, but probably because I'm just seeing it running at 360 FPS constantly, so it's heating up a little bit. But that's a pretty consistent result. No, they didn't have any gigabytes at all. Let me just say I told him to choose Hero. Yeah, about 5 minutes ago. Right, all right then. Let's go back and turn hyperthreading back on again. Oh, you know what I haven't even done? You know what I haven't even done? Yeah, it really sucks for me. I mean, yeah. I mean, completely sucks. This thing's horrible. I forgot to change all the thingies. The processor affinities. So it'll actually be better once I've done that. I'm not paying attention, am I? Where do I want to be right now? Where do I want to be right now? Yeah, we forgot to do this. Look, right now, look, we've turned hyperthreading off, but we've got them across multiple cores. We shouldn't have done that. Oops. Beautiful doorstop. Yeah. Right, okay. It's still beating everybody else's PCs for performance. It's still doing that. It's just, it's annoying me that I have to turn down the performance in order to get it stable. It's still beating everybody else's. I haven't seen anybody else's PC that's getting better results for me. Even unstable. Ugh. Right, anyway, what are we doing? We're doing the interrupts policy thingy, aren't we? We forgot to do it. Okay, so set mask, we want that on 2. Attempt to do it. Should we attempt to do it? Probably should do a reboot, really. And then we want the US, these guys. 020, we want that on 3. Started doing that in 3 instead of 4. Device cannot be restarted. Yeah, we have to reboot anyway. Okay, so let's reboot. Let's reboot. It's not, I see again, I don't think it's defective parts. The problem is the BIOS, the software BIOS. That's the problem with the motherboard. It's not the physical motherboard that's the problem. It's the BIOS for it. The way they've configured load line calibration, droop, power limits. It's configurable numbers that they've got wrong. Why is that? Going to the BIOS. Yeah, you've missed lots, Cry. I forgot to change the processor affinities for when I took off hyperthreading, so I need to run it again. But yeah, in terms of what's physically wrong, defective parts in this computer, the answer is nothing. There are no defective parts. And if I RMA'd the CPU back to Intel and got a new one, it would be exactly the same problem. Exactly the same problem. So what needs to happen is that Intel need to get together with the motherboard manufacturers and actually give them the correct specs for these CPUs so that the motherboards can implement them. And they haven't done that. They gave them some vague specs and said good luck with that. And this is the result. So it's Intel's fault, principally, but the motherboard manufacturers need to stop unlimiting things just to kind of pump as much stability voltage in for stability reasons as they can. They shouldn't be doing that. But they need to work together to fix it with a new BIOS. So the problem can be fixed without replacing any hardware. It's just that they need to blooming do it. And if the boss of Nvidia and the boss of Epic have been complaining to Intel about this, then you know it's a serious problem. No, it won't make any difference. It's the CPU and the BIOS, the latest versions. The BIOS manufacturers don't know how to set the voltages properly for these CPUs because they were never given them at the time when they were developing it. They were just given a very, very, very vague spec. There's a big rant video by somebody else on my Discord about it. It's purely Intel's fault. Right, okay. So what are we doing? We should now have no, not .u. Oh, I need to check that hasn't changed as well, actually. What were we on? 59 and 60 before. If these moved, I might have to change it. We're now on 58 and 59. So I'm going to need to change this. Lordy. 58, 59. Save. Double click. Yes. Yes, yes, and make sure that they're on 2 and 3. 2 and 3, good. We probably should actually, go and check that they're on multiple entries in here. Which there now are. Well, we're 58 and 59, yeah? That was right, wasn't it? Wait, what did I just say? Yeah, 58 and 59. All right, so they're now correct. So I now need to reboot again. For that to kick in. Ay. Thing is, you set the correct power. The issue is your load line calibration and other functions like CPU loader are not working on the BIOS. So if you watch that video, I mean, I should probably just play it to you guys. Let me see if I can play it to you guys. It's a bit long, that's the problem with it. Where is it? It's this one. Oh. So I do this. Can you guys hear this? I don't think you can hear it, can you? I don't think you can hear this. So it's actually hardcore overclocking. And it's basically him explaining how Intel haven't provided the correct specs to the motherboard manufacturers. So this was the spec sheet that Intel gave to the motherboard manufacturers, and basically use a tool to estimate what the actual CPU might work at. And apparently they've done it the opposite way around. They've done it backwards or something with load line calibration as well. So I'd recommend watching that if you want to know why I'm struggling so much. So it's basically just broken. That's the short answer to that. Right. There's a link on my Discord if you want to watch that. Yeah, it's muted. You can't hear it. So yeah, it's basically him just ranting about how the motherboard manufacturers weren't given a correct spec sheet from Intel, because that was the spec sheet and it had no numbers associated with it at all, or how it actually worked, and they were meant to use some kind of simulation tool instead of the actual processors to develop this on. So it's just crazy situation. Right. So we need to run that test again, don't we? Now that we've got everything hunky-dory. From X, Fortnite. Wait, why am I just not running Fortnite? Oh la la. Are you sorted now? Yeah. I'm at least within a year away of being sorted, Paul. So definite improvement. If the motherboard manufacturers come out with new BIOSes, I'm definitely sorted. But I just need to get them to do that. Flipping nightmare. So right now what we're doing is we're testing hyperthreading on and off. We've tested going from 16 E cores to 8 E cores as well. Tested them. But right now we're testing hyperthreading. And turning the hyperthreading off has been the best result so far. Right, T for time. 99. Oh wait, it's triple one. Quadruple one. Right, okay. Ready, steady, gameplay? Yeah, gameplay. Ready, so we go. Hoping this will be the best run ever.
Capture started.
Yeah, we disabled the iGPU. Yeah, Ship doesn't have that problem, he's got a KF already, so I'll probably be helping him. Remember, the stats go off while the replay's playing, and then when it's done, they'll come back on again. Yep. Oh yeah, the IRQ was all out, wasn't it? Because obviously the iGPU was higher up in the list, and when we got rid of that, everything shifted upwards for the physical IRQs. So you've got logical hardware, physical IRQs and logical IRQs there. Two different things. We should see awesome frames. We should see awesome frames. I might actually see how many FPS total we get in creative after this. I was on about 1050 this morning. But as I say, I don't think it scales. I don't think you can, no matter how much hardware you throw at it, get much higher than 1000 FPS. I don't think you can. Increasing the memory speed doesn't seem to help. I was getting the same results on 7200 as I was 7800. Didn't seem to help. That says to me that the CPU is the limiting factor, not the memory. Not the memory speed. GPU's bored, obviously. Time to ask YouTube tweakers how they get 999 FPS a day. I think that's an overlay. I think they're actually adding a 1 or something on the overlay screen. I mean, the latency will be definitely better with hyperthreading off. Yeah, I need to do that as well. I don't know whether having such a low Win32 priority separation is actually good for this CPU. I don't know. Right. So we see whether this is the best score ever. Let's have a look, let's have a look. We haven't really changed anything, have we? Wait, is that 2? Yeah, this is 3. Right, here we go. Let's whack them. Whack them all. That's just. 1, 2, and 3. Add that to the 8 cores. All right, what we got? So the answer to that is no. 3, 2, 2. What was the last one we did? There was the 2 one. It was that one. Wait, have I done this wrong? No, that is right. We've got all 16 E cores. Yeah? Or are we still running 8? Can't remember if we're running 8 or not. Does somebody remember if we're running 8 or not? We went back to all, didn't we? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah, we're at 16 then, okay. So we're running all the E cores, and we're not running hyperthreading for the P cores. Alright, so that's all of those, that and that and that. So the best result was actually how I had it before. This pretty much makes no difference. Why has that gone up to 14? Really didn't help much. What's that one? Oh, that's the 8 cores. 0.1 percentiles. How is it worse this time? So that was when we ran the 2 runs before. Is there something weird that happened in this? No, not really. GPU's all the same. Temperatures are a bit less this time. It's actually pulling less power with this run. I might run it again. Run it twice. It must be here for that. Now we're running 16. Yep. Alright, here we go again.
Capture started.
So what did we change there? We fixed the fact that the priorities weren't correct. And we fixed the processor affinities, didn't we? Between those last 2 goes. Why is that car up in the air? I've just noticed that. I want to turn hyperthreading back on again after this. See whether the gains were purely by turning off the iGPU. Well, all I can think of is you're using two Affinity P cores. But can you do that? I didn't think you could do that. I thought the interrupts would only go on 1, not 2. I don't think it's spreading the interrupt loads. I don't think it's load balancing it. Yeah. But as I say, I don't think it can do that. I think it will just use one of them. Maybe it was one of the faster ones though. So we went from 4 and 5, didn't we, to 2. And I'm just thinking which are the 2 fastest cores. I think it's the 3rd and the 4th one. I think it's the third and the fourth cores are the two fastest. Yeah, I'm pretty sure they're the two that get boosted up to 6.2, 6.3 gigahertz
Capture finished.
under the correct load situation, which never actually happens. So maybe I need to move it onto one of the faster ones. I said the third and the fourth, but we're on the third one with CPU 2. Ooh. Yeah, it should be ideal right now. Should be ideal. In theory. It's progressively getting worse the more we do right now. That had better 0.1% lows. It had slightly better there as well. Bum, 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 bum. 32. Should we go and try with hyperthreading on? See what we get. Let's go and do that. All right, let's, because we've got to reboot anyway, let's pre-do the affinity cores now, even though they won't be right, obviously, but nothing else should change. So if we do it now while we're rebooting and changing the BIOS anyway, we can get ahead of the game a bit, not having to reboot again after we change it. So let's go back to 4 and 5 and 6 and 7. N for NVIDIA. Right, so 0 and 1, 2 and 3, 4 and 5, and then it'll be 6 and 7 for the USB. Nope. USB will be that one. Yep. 6 and 7 for that one. Okay. So we're trying to get ahead of the game here and not having to reboot twice. So let's get into the BIOS and then put hyperthreading back on again now. Restart. I'm pretty sure I can only use one. So the only thing I can think of was basically be the first one it's using, maybe was a faster core. It's the only thing I can think of. Basically going from CPU 2 to CPU 4. Oh, come on, I always miss that. Okay, back onto here. I mean, if you go in here anyway and have a look at the adjusting the core ratios here. If you set that to, wait. No, where's the one that you set to manual? Per core, yeah, manual. Yeah, look, it's the 2 and the 3 that are meant to be the fastest ones. They're meant to be the fastest cores. That's why they're the ones that are, by default, meant to boost up to 6.2 that you never actually see. I think the only situation where this can boot up, this go up to 6.2 is if all of these other ones are parked. Like that's going to happen. So core 2 and 3 are meant to be the fastest ones, which is what we had it on. So I don't know what's going on. Let's go and turn off turn it on hyperthreading. Hello, hello, hyperthreading, where are you? Wait, that's DRAM, that's not CPU section. Hyperthreading, enabled. Okay, so should we do a save first? I'm worried about, I don't know, save changes, and then reboot. Let's try it that way. So yeah, CPU 2 and CPU 3, which is why I'm surprised it didn't get a better score. So now we're still using those two CPUs. We're still using exactly the same CPU 2 and 3, but now they've shifted to be hyperthreading, so it is 4 and 5 and 6 and 7. It is those. It's still, that's still the 2 and 3 ones. So we're keeping on those for those 2 things anyway. Oh, why am I cold? Could just be the fact that it's been running for a while. Benchmarking gets a bit like that. If you benchmark in the morning, you'll always get faster numbers than if you benchmark late at night after the computer's been on all day. It just gets kind of slower throughout the day. All right. So come on. That's the other thing. Nothing will open quickly for the first minute or so of the computer. So whatever it's doing it on a hardware level, device level or something. All right, 6 and 7, 4 and 5. Okay, cool. Let's just double check that they haven't moved. I'm pretty sure they haven't, but let's just double check. 58 and 59 still. Cool. So everything's set up as it should be. There's nothing MSI mode that needs to be changed. Everything should be on and undefined. Yeah, that's all fine. All right, it's running again. This is hyper-threading on this time. What are we doing? That one first. 1 second. Oh, something's cooking, making nice smells. Oh, making me hungry. For me to get those boosted values, you've got to enable CPU states and disable enhanced C states. Okay, interesting. Yeah, I turn off C states. Maybe I should be doing that. Normally turning off C states really helps with latency. I always disable C states. The first thing I do. Once your game will do heavy workload. See, I'm worried about it crashing Fortnite as well. They're already saying that you can't run Fortnite on more than 5.8 gigahertz without it crashing. So I'm already running 5.9. So I'm a bit worried that it's going to, if it boosts to 6.3, or 6.2, whatever it's going to go to, it's going to be bad. Right, we can always try it. Something else to test once we get this thing stable. I'm basically right now trying to do every single benchmark I've ever done again within a week. That's what I'm trying to do right now. Not really feasible. Especially with how long it takes to reboot. Right, we ready? Steady, go. Got more work on a Saturday, Cry. Oh, stand up. I'm getting achy. It's cold in here. Got the window open and it's freezing cold. Don't do that. Gotta keep warm, gotta keep warm. Oh. Wait, Enzo, did you say you had to enhance these states? Is that enhanced turbo? Right, because I have to disable the enhanced turbo just to get things stable. This is ridiculous. Just want it to work. Nearly done. Nearly done.
Capture finished.
Alrighty, let's have a look. See what we got, Ski. Okay, so, down the bottom. Copy that. Paste that. On. Alright, comparison, before and after, please. Back to back. Hyperthreading on, hyperthreading off. So, looks like hyperthreading on wins by a nose. Look at that. Wins by a nose. Hyperthreading on, but it doesn't make a huge difference. But what it will do is it will help the Cinebench scores. Hyperthreading on. What have we got in terms of smoothness? Metrics, standard deviation. Wow, that's really low with hyperthreading on. Okay, I'm leaving it on. I'm leaving that on. That is the best ever, I think. Best ever? I think that's the best ever. I think we're staying with that one. We're going to stay with that one. Let's just post this quick. Wrapper, no, sorry, wrapper. Where's the MCP operator? Oh, why didn't that work? Something upload failed. Hello? Why didn't that work? Something went wrong, please try again. Is it because I closed it? Analysis, that one. Sensor data. Copy. Paste. Oh yeah. So I'm getting, what, the percentiles, the P5s and P1s. I'm getting 340 and 321. What's everybody else's, what's Seppo getting? 336 and 300. So I'm getting 20 more on the lows than he is. And I'm 3.9 something, am I? 359.5 for the average, and Zeppo is 358.6. So I'm getting it much closer to the cap. And it's smoother as well. I'm getting much lower stuttering. Sweet! I think we're getting there, guys. I think we're getting there. Okay, so Enzo, you don't think I should do it then? The C-States trick to get those boost clocks going? I don't know. I don't really like messing around with C-States. It makes a huge difference, but I think I'm relatively happy with that, to be honest. Given I haven't really overclocked the memory at all either yet. I mean, that's pretty much 0.1% stuttering. nice and smooth. What's the sync on this? 13.3. I think that's the lowest I've seen it. That's actually after I took that off. 13.4. So that's at the beginning. That's 8 equals though. 13.4. So that's at the beginning of the day. I've actually dropped my input lag down a little bit by the end of it. We like that. We like that a lot. For now, no. Okay, but on your board, follow how to do it. You have to go overclocking CPU features and enable C-states. And then you see that C1E support. So do you disable the C1E support, but you keep the C-states on? Is that what you're saying? Because I think the C1E support is quite a legacy thing. I think it's quite an old thing, according to throttle stop anyway. Yeah. Okay. So I think I'm pretty happy with that. As long as I'm not getting any crashes. Let's see what I get for. I'm curious what I get for Cinebench score. This is pretty much everything on, isn't it? Ready? Kind of gone round the houses. I've put everything back to how it was at the beginning. Got all the equals on, and I've got the hyperthreading on. So we should get a big number here, but we don't. So we obviously haven't put everything back on. What haven't we put back on? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Hello? Did that not work? What am I actually running right now? I'm worried the motherboard hasn't saved something. Yeah, I can't run Ultimate at all on this computer, Enzo. It just parks all the cores constantly parks all the cores. Bitsum is the only one that doesn't park the cores. Yeah, so I'm on the right power plan already. Have I done something wrong? There should be more here, shouldn't there? 24. We've still got hyperthreading off. I'm sure we saved. Oh, come on. This is what I mean. No, you don't need part control if you run the Bitsum power plan. You only need part control if you're going to try and do it on Ultimate or another one. That's the only way you can force it to not park. I'm happy running Bitsum. I don't mind running Bitsum. The other thing I've not done is I've not changed that the timer, the processor timer thing in the power plan. I haven't done that because I wanted it to basically keep monitoring how often it goes up and down. I haven't tested turning that on or off. Okay, so why didn't hyperthreading change? We got the better result there because we went back to those double cores. Okay, so hyperthreading was not changed. That was weird though with those cores, changing the cores for the different input devices. That was weird. So why didn't it change? Yeah, because look, I've got C-states disabled. Hyperthreading still disabled. This is driving me nuts. So I think now I'm going to save it again. It's quite some attempt 2 or something. Save overclocking profile. And then F10 it. It's BIOS. My God. It is ridiculous. It's absolutely ridiculous. Change something and you say save, you should save it. I mean, unless there's something wrong, physically wrong with the battery, but this is a brand new computer. Why would the battery be going crazy already? Right, let's have a look. How many we got this time? We haven't got them. We still haven't got them. Nope, should be 32 there. What do I do? What do I do? I don't really want to reset the CMOS again to do this. So what do I do? Will not save. Normally that's a battery problem, but how do I save this? How do I save this one change? Will not save it. Settings. Save changes. Should we try this? This is what we did last time to get it to work. Maybe we have to go through this. I can't do another CMOS reset. Oh my god, I can't face another one. So I have to set up all the fan curves again. So painful. So painful. Think it saved it? I mean, for me to change the battery for the CMOS, I've got to get behind that huge brick of a motherboard. In the top left, I believe, of it. Let's have a look. Yay! Okay, so that's the thing we need to do from now on. We need to go and actually save, then save and exit. Of course we do. I mean, why wouldn't we? Of course. That's obvious. Should we run a quick Cinebench? See where we are. We're over 40,000. Hopefully it doesn't crash. I did run this this morning for 30 minutes and it was fine. But again, you can not change anything and do the same test twice and works one time, doesn't work the other. 41,000 score. Hang on, I need to get rid of my head. 41,000 score, which isn't too bad, given that we are restricting the watts and we're restricting the amps. You highly doubt it's the battery, yeah. Well, if it was the battery, then it wouldn't have just saved with the save we just did. So it's the buggy BIOS. That's what it is. The buggy BIOS. Look. We'll have a look. I'll show you this. Oh, I didn't mean to do that. Don't do that. Not that. What have I got? I've got an MSI Z790 base. Right, I'll show you the BIOS versions. Support. Right, so this is the BIOS I've got, that beta version. And then I can go back a previous one, beta version. Or I could go back all the way to version 19, and that probably would do exactly the same thing. So the only difference here is it's changed some DDR5 capacity support. It's got some firmware updates. The Intel management engine, isn't it? And so these are basically Intel updates they didn't have before, and then it's got more capacity support, and then CPU Ucode version was updated for CPU performance optimization by disabling CEP function for the 14th gen CPU. So I kind of need this version, but they're all in bloody betas. So I mean, they released those two within 1 day of each other, going from there to there, and then they released that one 20 days after that one. So we're due at the moment. We are due. We're in the 4th month now. So we're due for a new one. So hopefully, as I say, I created a support ticket with MSI today. They obviously won't read it until Monday. Detailing all the things that I've had to do to make the CPU stable somewhat. Anyway, we're going off track here. We're meant to be doing Capture MX and I think it is. Probably, but I mean, if they're the only things that's changed between that beta and the non-beta, then the ability to save or not save the BIOS is probably not relevant. If it couldn't save properly before, then why would one of those changes have changed whether it can save itself properly? Beta normally means rush job. That's what it means. I haven't tested anything. We're the testers. Beta means we're the beta testers. Here you go. You test it. All right, we can do a proper test now. 999th time lucky. Oh, hang on. Right. Pause. T for time. 1 tick tick. What are those? Why am I changed to I'm watching? Please don't do that. Yep. And then we press. Why isn't that pretty much 360 already? Yeah. I love the fact that they didn't start on 360. It usually does. There we go. Now it's working. I want a consistent test every time. We're the guinea pigs. We are indeed. Companies can't afford to pay for QA staff anymore, quality assurance. So they get us to do it and just push out rubbish. Epic does exactly the same thing with every single new season. In fact, wasn't Fortnite actually listed as beta for like the first 2 or 3 chapters? I think it was. I think the only thing that wasn't beta was Save the World, or was Save the World beta. Am I getting that the wrong way around? I'm sure we were the beta testers for that as well. These software companies just don't know how to quality test stuff. They don't. If I'd done that in my earlier career, we would have gone bust and never made any money. Don't know how they get away with it, frankly. Before we were the beta testers for games, now the hardware manufacturers have taken a note from the game developers and began making us beta test their products too. So one of the things in that rant from that video rant that guy did, he was saying that there's no way NVIDIA would have given the proper specs to their subsidiary, you know, the other people, to MSI, to Gigabit, whoever else makes the GPUs. There was no way they would have done that. But Intel feel that they can just basically not bother giving proper specs to these motherboard companies and get away with it. They're charging a fortune for these CPUs. So fact that they're cheaping out on it is crazy. I remember performance mode was beta for a very, very, very long time. It was, wasn't it? I think it still is. I know it doesn't say it is, but I think it still is. Haven't they done it the other way around, isn't it? Now, which one's beta now? I can't remember what's beta. Or is none of them beta anymore? The default used to be DX11, now the default's DX12. This is the problem if you've got this CPU, because DX12 won't even boot up with it by default.
Capture finished.
DX12 performance is awful on this CPU. Awful, even if you get it to boot up. Right, let's try this again. So, that was actually a lie. It lied to me. Wait, so that should have been the same as that. That was actually 5. And then this one is going to be hyper-threading on, please. On. So, drum roll, please. We want to compare that one and that one. Alright, so hyper-threading off. Well, that's pretty much near as makes no difference, isn't it? Hyper-threading on is a bit smoother. It's the lower standard deviation. But it's getting 1 FPS lower on the lows. Let's change the metrics there and have a look. We can run it again just to be double sure there wasn't some caching or something somewhere. 0.1 percentiles. It's a little bit better with hyper-threading off, isn't it? Should we run it one more time? Just to be George Bernard Shaw. Right. Last go.
Capture started.
Last go. So then we need to decide whether we need to look at the temperature differences, the power draw differences, and whether we want to just leave everything with hyper-threading on or hyper-threading off. And obviously Cinebench score is way bigger with it on. The more you monkey with this CPU, the more it seems to be unstable, so I'm tempted to leave as much default as I possibly can. Quick scope in the face. Well, no scope in the face. Headshot. Oh, yeah. I am cold, 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 very cold. It's 9 o'clock already. Just doing this all day, it just feels like I haven't started the day yet, and it's 9 o'clock. Somebody rang me at 2:15 a.m. last night wanting some free IT support on Discord. So I just replied and said, it's 2:15 a.m. What do you think? This is the trouble. You give out free IT support out and free tuning guides and things, and people still aren't happy. They want more free. Give me more free. You haven't given me enough free yet. I want more free. Time flies. Yeah, I mean, I often sit here and think, right, this is a 3-minute replay. By the end of it, that's 3 minutes of my life I'm never getting back again. Great. I sat here for 3 minutes. I'm not getting that back again. 3 minutes closer to the death. Yay. Right, should be nearly done. Should be nearly done.
Capture finished.
There we go. Down under the bridge. So. Let's go the whole caboodle. See what we get. Bum, 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 bum. So the best one we've done for lows, for 1 percentile lows, is actually the one we just ran. But it was slightly worse. See, that to me is pretty much even Steven. Not much in that, is there? The bottom two are the hyperthreading on. Yeah, and the top two are the hyperthreading off. So, I mean, that number is pretty much the same as that number. So the best, so if we sort by, at the moment it's sorting by average FPS, and obviously that one's been the best one so far by 0.1. Let's change the metrics again, just to have a look at standard deviation quickly. 13 there and 13.3. It's really smooth. That's the one we just ran. Here's one. Or is it? Wait. Why does that say 4? That should say 1. First run with that on, shouldn't it? Why change that? Maybe I didn't. That one? That one. Okay. So hyperthreading on, yeah, so basically this one here was the one we just ran. There's really no difference between them, I'd say. I think if we're going to look at this, I think we just look at those two. Hyperthreading off, hyperthreading on. Let's have a look at the difference in 4 and 2. 4, that was this one. Let's have a look at the stats. So 0.19 stuttering versus 0.22. Well, not really much in that, is there? 3, 2, 3, 5. Yes, threshold. Right, okay, let's have a look at the numbers here. Didn't get anything lower. So CPU power peaked at 221 there and 220 there. Wow, there's nothing in that, is there? Literally nothing in that. 185 and 186 there, look. Nothing in that at all. That's the same. 59 degrees average with 80 peak. And 59 degrees with 81 peak. There's nothing in that whatsoever. So if I'm choosing between these two and one of them gives a Cinebench score of 42,000 and the other one gives a Cinebench score of 36,000, I think I'm going with the 42,000 one. So I think we leave it on. Yeah, I think we just leave it on. Default, we don't. The rule of thumb is unless something makes a significant difference, we don't change it from the default. That's the rule of thumb. So I think we just leave it on. What it will do to latency is another question, but I think the latency is pretty good, to be honest. 13.3 there, hyper-threading off, 13.3 there. So in terms of the kind of PC software side, I think it's going to be the same, pretty much the same. The bit in the middle where you don't have the display and the mouse bit. So this is an estimate of relative what the latency in-game difference is going to be. It's quite useful, that estimated input lag. On my old PC, what did I set this to? I think it was about 4. Added the mouse and the monitor. I think it was about 4. So it ended up about 8. So this is probably 1 millisecond faster, this computer, once I get my pickaxe out, which I need to do actually. I do need to do that. But I need to set up the full NVIDIA driver on one of the environments to do that for. Right, are we done? Are we there yet? I think we're there yet. So I'm pretty happy with that. Seems stable, very good FPS. Let me copy this again. And let's put it in the Discord again. They're both sending me stuff, but I'm not going to look at that live online. Hyper-threading on. I should hopefully be better. Hyper-threading off. I think that's the best we can get, really. I should go and play a game. Outrageous. Yeah, I probably should. Probably a good idea. Not a bad call. See what it's actually like. Ships in lobby on his own. All right, shall I play a game quickly? 9 o'clock. What's new? I think we've settled on hyper-threading on. Seems to have given the best result by, well, pretty much hyper-threading on and hyper-threading off are almost identical. So might as well just go with them on because you get more processing power outside of Fortnite. So it'll probably help as well end games too, not just on easy replays. Everything works for now. Right, so I'm going to run some games. So I'm going to need to put my DisplayPort back in again, and then I'll see who's on. Give me a second. I'm going to close this window as well. Now we're not benchmarking anymore because I am so cold. My hands, I can barely move them. So I'm not very good for a controller. Hang on. How do I do this? Everything works for now. Curtains, blinds closed. Why am I forgetting? Water, that. There. What else am I forgetting? Oh yeah, I need to plug back in the DisplayPort. Oh, I can warm my hands up on the computer, but it's not actually that hot. May have reset my display, may have reset my controller there because when I did the BIOS update earlier, I took out the controller from its port because that was the BIOS update port. And I might have run a, let me see if I can put this back on again, hang on. A device cleanup. All right, is that going to work? We have a display port out, yay. I mean, would that have made a difference in any of the benchmarks? The fact that I was running outputting HDMI and not outputting display port? I don't know. I don't know. All right, so let's have a look at sounds. Yeah, let. Naughty. Keeps doing that. Okay, they're gone. Default output is that. I can't hear anything there right now, so I don't know whether. Can I test this? Well, that's deafening. I can't hear that at all. Oh, that's just mute, that's why. How do I change the volume or something? Yeah, I can't hear anything right now. Why can't I hear anything? Because it's going out of the 1080p one and I need it out of this one. Yeah? Yeah, I need it out of that one. So let's set that as default. Okay. And then mic. Okay, so that should be able to hear stuff now. Yeah, I can hear that now. Good, good, good. Do I need to re-overclock my controller? Games. Oh, let's have a look at data. Games in there. Should do USBF, driver, setup, run as administrator. Yep. Yes, I did need to redo my controller. Right, DualSense controller. Filter on device, 250, that gets it under 1 millisecond, restart. That's what happens when you clean up the device list. Which I might do actually now, quick as well anyway. Why have I got no? That's weird. Ah, that's because that's a mic. That's fine. The other thing I need to double check is the display settings. Advanced display, so 360 for that one and 60 for that one. Good, good, good. Don't need Discord on here running at the moment. Hello? I said quit. Why are you still here? Thank you. Apparently needed to be told twice. I was looking as well at whether I should disable the monitoring completely for this, whether that made an effect, because the more things you've got monitoring your computer for stats, for what the CPU percentage is, what its voltage is, etc., the worse your performance is going to be. So I was looking at earlier maybe taking this off completely, and then not having the custom fan curve, because my GPU is running in the 20s right now. It's crazy good. And even if I turn that off, it's still being only in the 30s at 28. So do I need a custom fan curve for this 4080 Super? I've got 11 case fans pointing at it. So do I even need it? I don't know. And if I don't need it for the custom fan curve and I'm not overclocking, do I need Afterburner running at all? It's just another app bloating away in the background. I don't know. I don't know. That's the answer to that. Another thing Cry mentioned, which I think he might be onto something. Overlay editor. I think I'm going to get rid of, can I zoom in on this? Yes, I can. I think I'm going to get rid of these updates. because they're real time. I think I'm just going to go with that. Less overhead because they're real time updates. Again, less monitoring, less overhead, better lows. So I think we'll go with that. I'm going to need to pump this up to 24. Yep, well done, Cry. Great job. Got me thinking about these things. I did mess around earlier with changing the refresh interval for these monitoring things. Because the default is 1 second for the governor and the GUI. And I did look at changing it for 10 seconds, but I then just got annoyed at how long it was just taking when I was trying to see what was going on. So I put it back to defaults. But that's monitoring things. What else is monitoring things? Yeah, so you need to definitely make sure that you go into MSI monitoring and make sure nothing is monitoring in the background. Definitely need to do that. Look, where did they even come from? I didn't set them. How has that just happened? All right. Because one of the things it says in here, right, is where it says unlock voltage monitoring, and it actually gives you a warning saying that if you've got multiple things monitoring the voltage of the same bit of hardware, then it can cause issues. It actually gives you a warning about that. So that got me thinking about what everything else is doing as well. Multiple counters are trying to performance count the same stats on the same hardware and then causing loads of interrupts, and yeah. You can also set less C20 start the governor process on startup so the GUI doesn't run in the background. I like the GUI though. I do like the GUI. I can pop back. No, I like the GUI. I don't mind the GUI, but yeah, you could do that. Yeah, so definitely go and check that you don't have anything in the monitoring section in here running in the background. I mean, it's not even reporting anything. It's just actively monitoring it. Because unless you've got the on-screen display set, it's monitoring it and it's not actually recording it anywhere or log. And totally not worth doing that. Okay. What else? What else could be monitoring? I did note my 360 for gamers. In here, I was playing with this. By default, restrict resource usage for system processes. I did have that on, I think, in my old environments. But I don't think I want to restrict them now that they've got their own E-cores. I just want them to run as fast as they can, but just somewhere other than the cores that the game is running on. So I've kind of left that default as off. What else? What else could be potentially monitoring? Don't really want the Epic's Games launcher running in the background. So this is weird. Look, you've got the actual hub for all my fans as a added device which you can eject. So you've got to be really careful if you put a USB stick in and then you want to eject it and then you don't hit the wrong one. Why Norton Security? Well, number one, it stops Windows Defender doing real-time using up 5 to 10% of your CPU. So it stops that bug, which otherwise you would need throttle stop to do. So that's number one. Number two, if you actually go and measure in Process Explorer the delta cycles and delta page faults and delta, what was the other one? There's another one. You can actually see that Norton is doing a lot less work in the background than Defender does. A lot less. I think it was like ×3 or something, wasn't it? Or was ×10 when I measured it? It was huge, the difference. So anyone saying that this is bloatware doesn't know what they're talking about. They haven't actually looked at it properly. Because it's not. It's just really good. It's protecting your computer and it's hardly doing anything at all in the background. So that's why. What else we got? So if I wasn't running that, I'd run throttle stop and Defender to stop those CPU cycles. But no, I'm fine with Norton. Don't have security component, of course. Defender is disabled. No, I'd never do that. If you're connected to the internet is connected to you. I just won't go certain places. It doesn't, no. I would never do that. You'd never see that in a company ever, for any solution ever in an actual business. So why would you do that in a business, personally, but not in a business? It's crazy, the difference in standards between what you consider commercially and personally. You don't like security stuff. So what, do you develop actual viruses yourself? Yeah, I wouldn't like it then either. No, that's crazy. I had to completely wipe my son's computer the other day because he got a Chrome extension that was a virus, somehow auto-installed on his browser when he went somewhere, and to a site that he thought was completely safe. And I literally couldn't get rid of it. Tried everything. I tried premium virus removal tools, and they couldn't get rid of it. So in the end, I had to completely wipe his computer and create a whole new Windows just to get around it. That was like 4 to 8 hours worth of work right there, which I could have got around if it'd been scanned properly, because he turned off the Norton stuff for when he was in the browser. No, that's crazy. You should always, I mean, Defender's a bare minimum of what you should be running. Right. What am I doing? I can't remember. We were going to play some games half an hour ago, weren't we? That, and start that up again. A million years ago, we were actually going to play some games. Epic launcher is not good. Too many bloat check. The heroic. What? You can always stop it close it after you start the game. No one's stopping you doing that. I think I think in my guide it actually tells you to do that. I think that's one of my suggestions. Once you've started up, go and close it. I think that was a spell check weird thing. Why do I use exit lag? Because it does, okay, I'll explain that again in a sec. I want to close Epic Games. So the reason I use exit lag is because it can do dual connections. Now, gaming is on UDP. So there are two main kind of protocols on the web, TCP and UDP. TCP is a handshake protocol. So you basically, it goes to the server, and the server confirms that it's received the packet of data, and then it sends it back, and then you send the next one. So it's slower, but it's less likely to lose data, basically. So it's TCP, that's a handshake protocol. UDP is not a handshake protocol, so it's faster. So you just keep sending data one way, not having to wait for a response saying it got there. So UDP is faster, but you're more likely to lose packets. So where exit lag helps in this regards, it does lower ping sometimes for people. Why won't that open? But only because it optimizes the route that it takes to get between you and the server. But if your route's not too bad anyway, you won't really gain much in terms of ping. Where it does help a lot is if you have, it duplicates the routes. So you can still use UDP through the whole route, but you've got like two going at the same time. So the chances of you losing the same packet down the same route, two parallel routes, is much less reduced, and whichever packet gets there first wins, and then it doesn't need the other one. You close Epic Launcher after launching file. I don't normally Zippo. I'm just doing it now for the sake of it. But all my benchmarks are been with it open in the background. Yeah. But yeah, so do you see what I mean? This does dual roots, allow dual roots. And that way you get the same benefits of TCP with a handshake protocol, but with the faster UDP. So it's basically good for packets getting there as early as possible. There are some extra FPS boost things you can do as well, but I mean, I don't do most of these things, to be honest with you. Minimum game bar stuff, energy efficient, so yeah, I used to do many. So that's why I use exit lag. I hope that explains that. We need to play at some point in my life. Is anybody on? Seska's on. Oh, I need an easy game. I haven't played in 2 days, I think. Need a nice, easy game. Okay. Now that we're fully tuned, we're tuned up to the max. What are we playing? We're playing 0 builds. Yeah, let's just run this. Run this skin. I can't be bothered with a different skin. Oh, my hands are freezing. There is an option to auto-close Epic after games launch. Is there? Where's that? Oh. How many resources eat the Norton Gamers? As I say, I think it was about times 10 less than Defender. But I run Norton on my E-cores now anyway, so it's not going to affect the game running only on P-cores either way. It's just not. Completely irrelevant now. Oh, they're coming for my crown, clearly. What do I want to do here? Yeah, an AR one, I think. I've made my HUD a little smaller so it fits in with the thingy better, but I don't know. That 32 degrees seems a bit in the way still. All right, see how we go. Can you just use dual roots and not use the routing feature? No, because the routing feature is the dual roots. It's the dual roots for the routing feature. It's through their servers, basically. I'm not even sure they're their servers. What servers that they use? Right. Actually playing on the new computer that I've spent a fortune on. That's novel. Why does that sound really quiet? My fans are quite loud right now. I need to fix my webcam. I'm far too washed out with the bright lights. It looks like I'm a ghost. Honestly, not this pale. How was the weekend? Hope the PC's working fine. Well, I hope it is as well now, because this is the first game I played after tuning constantly for like the last 48 hours. So we'll keep an eye on it. I don't remember if I've played a game on this environment yet. It might be... oh, why can't that work? Why isn't that working? Just lost the ability to do anything with my controller. That's nice. What was that about? Controllers just stopped working. Not firebending. Give me an easy game or we're not buying skins anymore. Yeah, my hands are absolutely freezing right now, so I'm not very dexterous. I need to warm up. Quite literally. Yeah, my aim normally needs a game or two, especially with snipers. Hello, Mr. Labot. Oh. Why have I dropped that? Tell me why. Alright. How's my 360 FPS looking? Oh, I looked around and it went down by 5. That's not good. Need to keep an eye on the CPU max as well. Don't want too many red little lines. At the moment it's mostly yellow and green, which isn't too bad. But I mean, that's the other factor really. I mean, every time you start Fortnite, it chooses 2 different cores to prioritize and run the game on. So that's why it's really difficult. Why have I got that? Really difficult running benchmarks across different days because you get different anti-cheat engines and the game prioritizes different cores each time. Very difficult to reproduce the same replay twice on 2 different days. Try and keep everything back to back. Why is the temps higher than normal? I used to think it's 50-ish. What, on the new computer or the old computer? The temps right now are 61, 62, that's all right. It's 80s you want to avoid, 80s, 90s and 100s. They're the bad numbers, so 60s is fine. Yeah, 60s is fine while I'm playing a game. On this computer. On the old one, yeah, it used to be in the 40s. And then that didn't have a processor that ran at the same temperature as the sun because it puts a ridiculous amount of electricity through it. Well, they've hired this bot, interesting, so I'm going to full dip from this and go and get a sniper. Why is the GPU only 15%? Because Fortnite's a CPU-bound game. Fortnite hardly uses any GPU whatsoever. You could put a potato in there. I honestly don't know why I bought a 4080 Super. Because it was shiny. It's probably the only answer I've got. Oh, there we go. Certainly didn't need it. My old 2080 Ti was plenty. Where was that guy? He's way over there. Let's see if I can get a sniper from her. Is she here? She's here. We like shiny things. All right. Oh, 6 bullets, that's nice. 6 minis or half up. Ooh, not much in that. Give me some bullets. Yeah, 4080 Super, 25% GPU. Surprised it's doing that, to be honest. Yeah, this is why the stream looks a bit better now. That hit him. Do you see how low that bullet drop was? Yeah, I definitely need to build some shady cache on this environment. When I zoomed in there, it went all stuttery, which means it's building shady cache. So this is a new Windows I only built yesterday. I've got 2 windows on this environment now. See, this bunker's going to be in, but it's not going to be in for ages. So what do? Do I wait for it? I think I probably wait for it, don't I? For it. Probably a minute wait. My ex-wife offered to help you with your new CPU. Oh, that's kind of her. She got a hammer. She's also potentially highly unstable. There's no potential about this CPU. It's fully unstable out of the box. It's like, Maybe if she was a lion tamer, that would be some good experience. You need to test DX12. No, it doesn't work. Almost certainly doesn't work. Well, it will work, but it was so stuttery when I ran it earlier. It was just horrific. Even after you do the shader cache, like there were sections of my replay, the beginning of it, where I scoped somebody, that had the stuttering percentage stat on. It was going up to like 25% stuttering for DX12, whereas it wasn't stuttering at all for performance mode. It's crazy bad. Nothing was getting to 100% threads, the max threads. I do get the joke. This is a bad call. I've got to wait till that closes and then another wait. That was a bad call. Shouldn't have done that. Ooh, hello. I think the DX12 is more of a joke. It's crazy. To be honest, I don't really like DX12. I used to run it, but I got fed up with the wobbly walls. .303 just for Donny. 303 just for Donny. Hope you're watching, Donny. Oh, we've got some bullets. That's nice. There we go. Now we're cooking. Oh, what's that? No. Do with a campfire to warm up. Tell you that much. If only there was a campfire close to here. Need a campfire. Oh, there's one. Can't boost these things, which is a bit annoying. Oh, there's a medkit there as well. So what's the point of having a medkit there and then a campfire there? Oh. I have 0 movement, so I'm going to have to use my shield bubbles. Nap time? What? 4:45 a.m.? Goodness me. Yeah, I'll have a look at that tomorrow for you, mate. Hopefully everything's stable. Because I'm curious as well. Now that background tasks don't need prioritizing, they've got their own e-cores all to themselves. We can probably prioritize the foreground apps a bit more, i.e. the game. Ouch, why does that hurt? My leg hurts. Don't hurt leg. There's a guy there. Did you just light it and then leave? Another 303 for Donny. That's 3 bullets in a row for 303s. Oh, there's another one over there. Where's he going? Where's he going? Where's he going? What's he doing? It's breakdancing or something. Uh-oh, that's a real person. And I've got no... I don't know if there's a movement. Doesn't know what to do, does he? Whoa, that bot nearly killed me there. That was all bot. That was all bot. Okay. Oh, don't hold that. Emptying. Oh crap, somebody here. Not reloaded. He's real as well. No, missed. Oh, I need that. Need it. He's whatever already. 121. He doesn't like me very much. Oh, that was a headshot. 121. I bet he doesn't like me at all. That dude was clueless. He didn't know what to do, did he? In the bubble. Hey Paul, you on, mate? Want to run some? Oh, I just saw someone there. Is there a bunker around? There is a bunker around. Sounds like they're shooting over that bunker, so let's go over this one. I'm sitting side saddle again. That's the bunker. Well, this has got busy, clearly. No, I don't want that. Waterbending scrolls tempting though. Ah crap, somebody here. Say hello to my stinky little friend. Alright. That one. That one. That one. Then we've got that. Quick scope. And make it loud. Right, anything else we need? Okay, we're good to go, I think. Oh, hello. Why isn't that firing? That was weird. Ah! Why wasn't that firing? Yes. I swear I reloaded everything and then it just doesn't do it. It's like my BIOS. Tell it to do something and it doesn't do it. At some point I've just got to come to the conclusion that it's actually me. Where are these guys? Where the hell is that from? I have no idea where I was just being shot from. That guy there? Oh, there's a guy there. That's missed by a million miles. That was late. 303. Should be on high ground here. I don't really like it. Oh, these guys are coming in. They're real. I want to be sucker punched. They've got a scan bot as well. I need to be up there, really. Somebody in the window. Let. Oh, stand still. Come back. Come back. Come back. Okay, we need to go behind. Oh, they're crown players as well. Alright. I need to focus up here. Need to knock one. I need an easy snipe. Well, he's now distracted. Damn it. No, I need to go this way next. It's this way. I really want to be 121 on him. Oh, that was close. I want to get the left side, crown players. If they come up there, I might be in trouble. Come on, come out in the open. Don't think they know where I am. I'm over there. I don't like this. Don't like not knowing where they are. Are they rebooting? Has he just gone? Full dipped. Maybe he went to another. He didn't get the reboot off, so maybe he's going to try and do another one somewhere else. Where is another one somewhere else? There he is. Apparently there's 6 players left, but it seems to just be me and him. We're going to go over there. Is that the same guy? There's a guy there, but. Oh. That's a problem. Line it up. When he gets close, press fire. Where is he? That's a bot. You can cut. Right, let's get to the back of this hill. Probably in there. Probably ratting in the building. Just want to make sure there's no one behind me. Right, definitely all reloaded. There's one, look there. Oh, okay. Where is everybody else? There's a guy on the right. 21. Oh, it's that guy. It's hard scoping. I'm tempted just to... Don't really want to shoot one. So I can get just smoked in the face. Do that though. I hope he doesn't have a bot. If he does, the bot's going to get him up. That guy pushed at the perfect time, and he should just third-partied me. And then he went down the bottom, and he shouldn't have done that. Where's he just gone? Where did he just go? Maybe he's down here and around the corner. That's where I'd be. I would have been there right hand peeking. Where is he? That bush? Yeah, it's in that bush. I'm going to shoot Shoot. Na 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 na. I got head first. I hope you've hidden behind a good tree. There he is. No, no, no. Wow, he quickscoped me there. Yay! The FPS works! Hooray! Frames do win games! Nvidia is right. Hi, Lim Victorel. Couple of good snipes, me happy. Oh, good, good, good. That's the point. I think I've actually unlocked the Avatar Aang. I think I've unlocked him. Should we run that? Recent. Yay, look at that. What do we want? Pickaxe. Recent. Okay. And Oppa. Where's Oppa? I haven't got Oppa. Do that one, I suppose. Oh, what have I got to still do to get Oppa? I've done all of them. Okay. Open 6 chakras. I still need to do a little bit more. Hit opponent with a fire bending and earth bending in a single matter. Carry one of each type at the same time. I've got to get all of them at the same time. That's a bit of a pain, isn't it? How are my FPS there? I didn't actually notice. I was too busy fighting. Oh, he's quite big. Because he's meant to be a little small boy. They've basically just made him huge. Wide as well, because they've just... He's only a little short boy. No one else on. Leska's on, but... I don't really want to play in the East right now after I've been tuning all day. Kind of negates it, really, doesn't it? You spend hours and hours tuning down your latency, and then you choose to play on a server with an extra like 80 milliseconds latency. Kind of completely defeats the point. Probably only run this one game. I do want to run it once. Quite like the Korra skin, actually. Do you watch Avatar? Yeah, I've watched every single Avatar at least twice or 3 times, at least with my son. We got the big books as well, which kind of have extra stuff in them too. Do the thing, Julie. Should have been the title of my stream. Do the things, Julie. I haven't watched the new series though. Yeah, I'm waiting for there to be a few more episodes. Or there's a whole series, isn't there? I'm waiting for them to do more before I watch them all in one go. When you were tiny, wasn't that long ago? They're not that old. Tiny. Jesus, how old are you? 6? And my son's what? How old's Jake now? He's 13. So we watched them when he was tiny. Like my English never going to fix it. I'll try and be a bit more mindful of the FPS this game after we've landed, because while we're landing it's never great anyway. And that's not bad right now. I'm happy with the temperatures, though they're in the 60s. I'm happy with that. For this CPU at least. Nope. Ooh, shots, nice. Don't let him get away, boys! Well, that was weird. That didn't make proper sounds. Yeah. Oh yeah. Oh, I should probably get that train. Let me get a train. Get the train, catch a train. Time to go to bed. Night, Cry. Thanks for stopping by. All right. Take that back again. All the way back again. Good luck and good luck. Thank you. Hopefully be on tomorrow for some actual games. Otherwise I'm just tuning all the time, which kind of defeats the whole purpose. Okay, back up, back up, back up. And I need to do the multi-threaded testing, so the process separation for Enzo. What have we got? I'll take that or that. Don't know. Do that for now. How many of these? I'm less likely to get splashes, so more likely to get half pots. Anything in there? No, not really. Not really. So we've got 2 SMGs. Yay. Alright, he's still there. Feels very responsive. I'm curious. I probably tomorrow, as well as doing the priority separation thingies. Oh, hang on. Ah, damn it! Why isn't that killing him? Drop that. Comes his buddy. Did he just eat a banana in the middle of that? You see that? I swear he just ate a banana. Right in the middle of that, he started eating it. Love a better AR right now. They're all trash. Trash, 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 trash. Alright. Go get a sniper. Nope. Oi, 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 oi. Game feels very clear and responsive. Occasional 355 though, but my frame time's rock solid 2.7. Yep. Nice one. Ugh. That's a very long time to shoot. Very long time to shoot. Quite a lot of half pots around. Should I be switching to half pots or stick with the bubbly juice? What was that challenge? Is it to... Not sure what that challenge is. Carry one of each type of bending scroll at the same time. Okay. I'm going to pop over here. I don't think I'm going to be able to do those core ones. Try to do these ones. The only other place I can go now is... Oh wait. We're going to get a bunker, I think. Yeah, my FPS is going up and down a tiny bit, but my frame time is rock solid. No, that's not going to spawn anyway. Go modify. Yeah, game looks crystal clear. Ugh. Alright. No other shotgun in there, was there? No. here. Somebody over by the house. Yeah, the game does feel really nice. Definitely notice the difference between this and the old computer. Hi, honey. You're going to church in the morning? To do that. Leela! Hey Leela. Sorry to shoot you in your one eye. Oh. Whoa, in the bush. Two in the bush. Jesus. Keep running around the fucking corner. It's two of them sitting in a bush. I could turn around and just find them, but... That's a million miles away. And he's got McDonald's Wi-Fi. Alrighty. I'm enjoying this. This is actually really nice. My GPU's working really hard. Look at that. 16%. 34 degrees centigrade. Really maxing out that GPU there. My way up and down the chart thing underneath the CPU max though. Yellow, some blues, some nearly orange, some greens. Higher sitting up here. Yeah, this is really nice. This is really nice. What do I take here? No, that's just not a very good gun. That gold one is tempting, but it's just not a very good gun. Well, if I caught them sitting in a bush, they're probably still sitting in a bush now. But that is tempting. That's actually quite far to go. Do I want to land in some water to get some jump juice, don't I? There's a guy right there. What the hell's What's he doing? Is he dancing? Am I dancing? He's dancing. That's interesting. First one went straight through him. There's some jungle juice here somewhere. There we go. Right, ultimate movement. It's really clear. I can't go over how clear it is. Looking around, that is really clear. McDonald's Wi-Fi. That's interesting. Somebody killed him. Who just killed him? Who the hell just killed him? That guy just killed him. Where's he going? Oh, they're in a bush, look. Again with the bush. A bit lower. 303'd him. And finished. They were probably the guys that were hiding in the bush before. Where did he just go? Did he drop down or something? I don't know. I need to go that way next. Oh, hello. Is he rebooted him already? No way. Bush campers. Is bush still available? It is still available. I'd like to rent a bush, please. Way over there. We might need to get on the house here. Pens. I think everybody's this side. Oh, come on, everybody's just bloody rebooting. Not a sweaty game at all. 2 teams got off reboots. Well, I want to be right here, apparently. Is that in? No, that's not in. Oh, didn't mean to do that. Why aren't they fighting each other is the first question I'd have. There's one. Sorry, Aaron. I am lethal with this thing. Lethal. Lethal. That's the first one I've missed. Didn't mean to do that. And you're out, Storm. Crap. Don't know about this guy. Just gonna reboot in a sec. What? How's he not dead? Bloody hell. He's one hit. All I have to do is hit the fucking car and he'll blow up. Well, holy crap, I'm dead. I mean, what just happened? I had no sound cue whatsoever there, and all of a sudden I lost 200 health. No sound cues. That was one of the sweatiest matches I've been in a very long time. Everyone was just rebooting the whole time. There's nothing bought about this lobby. That was auto aim there. He flicked across in auto aim, auto shot. Yeah, he's cheating. That's the auto aim. He's got auto aim. Yeah, you're cheating, mate. You're going to get reported for that. I can't spell. Yeah, watch this. That was ridiculous. I don't even know what he hit me with. I didn't have any time to react there whatsoever. I was just dead. Game felt nice though. Give me that. How's this going? So, I had no footprints whatsoever. None. So what did he do? Did he just creep up behind me? Oh, look at this little rat. Look at this rat. Look at the damage though. That is absurd damage. Look at this damage. Well, clearly that was Paul's fault because he's not here. Sorry, mate. How are you meant to adapt to that? I mean, it's just nothing I could do. You can get away quick enough. You can pull a bubble out. Literally nothing I could do. Literally. Over the other avatar. See if she's any better. See if she's any better. GG's. You do everything right and then still lose. The only thing I could have done differently there was to hide in a bush and not fight and creep around like that guy did. It's the only other option. I don't like playing like that. I don't like playing like a rat. Dirty, dirty rat. That's not skill. Least I can do is get a crown out of it. Me versus the sweaty lobby. Let's go. The game does feel different. It feels. I don't like using feel, but it feels light, quicker, more responsive. And when I do that, it's less blurry. Even when I was on 360 FPS before, I don't know how that can be less blurry, because if you're both on 360 both times, I don't know. Delayed or what? Fire. The trouble with that firebending scroll is you end up taking a lot of damage while you're using it. So you might win a fight, but you'll end up taking a ton of damage in the process. And you don't want weapons that do that. Let me just show it me. Alright, I need to take these guys short range. Well, like that. Or you're the bot. Right. Think I'll be able to get another 700 crowns this evening. Retire for the season. I think I'm miles behind on my 1,000 usual target. Miles behind. I will buy one of those if I don't see something better in here. Nope. Bunkers or bubbles? What do you think? 4 bubbles or 2 bunkers? I do like bunkers. Oh, hello. Come on. He's got bunkers and he's got a water bending scroll already. That's not fair. We're going to see what's on the Tron. Last season you hit, yeah, I usually hit, 1,000 crowns. Yeah, crown wins, sea wins, yeah. You usually get 1,000 most seasons. Of late. Alright. Go get him. Sitting side saddle again. Yeah, I want to do some latency tests tomorrow, I think. Oh, hello. Really shouldn't be in the game, should it, this thing? GG's! Well played, everybody! What's that got on it? Nope, I don't know what I've got. We need to go and get a snapper, don't we? What we need. We've got some max sniping ammo, so that's good. I think in terms of movement, unfortunately. Oh, she's going to be installed very, very soon. Oh, I need to hurry up. Go, 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 go. Revenge time, yeah. She's going to be storm very soon. Really got to hurry up. There's a car there for when I get out. Yeah, I'm miles. I'm never going to hit 1,000 this season. I'm just thinking about it. We're past halfway, aren't we? And I'm only on 300 and something. Not happening. No, I'm going to buy another one. I've got to buy another one. I can't buy another one. Ugh. That's not good. No, they didn't. None of them had scopes. None of them. 3 in a row. No scopes. I got very, very unlucky there. Chances of that happening should be 0. Ugh. Zero. No, I'm happy at the moment. Solid 360. Game's very, very smooth. Computer's looking ridiculously good looking. I'm happy at the moment. Yeah, they should have mods benches everywhere, absolutely. Bought it, why not? Right, did I leave any med kits or anything over here? I don't remember. Cabbages? Cabbages! Not my cabbages. A bit of storm prediction. Whoa! Whoa! Over there! What on earth happened there? That was weird. I've got to mod this gun. Where am I going to mod it? Where am I going to mod my gun? Mod my gun, mod my gun. Yeah. I'm closer to the one on the left, but it's going to be in circle, isn't it? How long it takes to do 400 meters on a bike. Shooting on the right. I really need to focus on modding this gun though. Sniper with no scope is useless unless you're hacking, and it's a great gun. Wait, what? Alright. Yep. A scope at last. So much movement, a bit worried about that. Where can I get an airbending? Where can I get an airbending roll? Let's go get them. Let's get them! Ah, so clear. Just slightly up here on the left. Is real. Not overpowered at all. What's that? Earth. Well, I've got 6 shocks now, so that's alright. Got some movement. Where's my bike go? Where did my bike go? Up top still. Reload, reload, reload. That's not in. Any problem? It's not even slightly in. I don't think I want to go that way. Where do I want to go? I want to be up here. Alright. Shooting over there. Llama, don't need anything though. Come back for the llama if I take any damage here in this fight. See, I mean, look how much longer that took me to kill this guy than that guy killed me the last game. Something really sus about what he did. Really sus. Alright. Where'd my bike go? Anyone else around? We're gonna get height. Somebody over there I can see. Going up. Going up, going up. What are you doing? Fell off. I had that. Oh yeah. There we go. So nice. Why can I hear a little... Oh, that's weird. Oh, I need to pop my ears, I'm so high. Crazy you didn't come across airbending. Yeah, nothing this game at all. Not that there's been many people. I don't remember killing 13 people. Apparently I have. Oh, what's that? Where is this lobby? 6 other people apparently. Oh, there we go. Got a coin this way. Double coin this way. That's where all the lobby's gone. They've gone and killed them all. Pretty much down there somewhere. Okay. So, I want to be here. Please don't fall off the mountain. Jump at it. Be the quietest, won't it? No cover there whatsoever. I don't think that's in. I might be in just. But I think the bag. Oh, there's a rock. There's a rock. Okay, where we want to be. There they are. Look. I'm not going to hit them from this range. Even if I 303'd one, I wouldn't be able to finish him. So. And they've got a high bot. What I need is them to come straight towards me, so it's a lot easier to snipe. Where are they going? Okay, that's in that way slightly. How am I going to do this? Because I need to kind of go down and then back up again. I don't think this is in. Hello. Come on. Well, that would have just caused a lot of attention over there. They have to come down, surely. Surely they had to come down. Oh, hang on. Yes, they did come down. Let's try it. You had one chance, and that was to headshot snipe me. That was it. 94 degrees? Well, how's that going? Let's go. Snipe and follow up with the airbending. Kills people very quickly. Very, very, very quickly. Oh, I forgot to check what Zeppo was trying to tell me offline earlier. Sorry, Zeppo. What's he telling me? Can you have a look at this after stream? Oh. What? Limit P state stuff. Is that in a suggested tweaks? Where's he placed that? Why do you need to do any of that? I'm confused. Why do you need? What is the purpose of this? I don't know what he's going on about. Right, Alex, I'm off to play Helldivers 2 with the boys. Have fun. Thanks for the snipes. Yeah, GG's. Thanks for stopping by, Danny. Take care, mate. Yeah, the PC's running very well at the moment. Yeah, I don't know what he's going on about there. Don't know what he's going on about. Not a sausage. Right. I'm going to stop streaming on YouTube because that messes up my... I know I've got one person watching on YouTube, but I'm going to... If you want to keep watching, please jump over to my Twitch channel, because otherwise it messes up the YouTube stats. I'm having a low number there. So catch you over there in a second.